by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. Killing the children in Soweto, turning El Salvador in a one big ghetto, dumping waste on sea and land, building up arsenal of nuclear weapons, oppressing the Asians, bombing in Iran, troops in Afghanistan. There must be a solution, a revolution, by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. Now you kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. Today for you, tomorrow your sorrow. Revolution for the poor, a change must come. Either by the Bible or by the gun. A change must come, a change must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. Talking to you leftists and capitalists. Food, clothes and shelter have no politics. The Almighty Creator belongs to no religion. Ideologies won't bring about the solution. Now turn to your Psalms in the Bible and show me your AK-47. Come make we fight oppression. Come make we find a solution. Come make we fight oppression. Come make we start a revolution. There must be a solution, a revolution, by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come in El Salvador. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come in Nicaragua. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come in South Africa. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible.
Welcome to Amuragal FM. Good evening and welcome to Amuragal FM. Badingulal Wurala Mboka Nakagen Def. Yes, post Jammeh Era. So yes, Jammeh Demna, why Gambia, we have lots of things to sort out, in great details. First of all, in the army, there must be a complete reshuffle of the army. Why? Because I'm confused personally. I am confused about who is who, first of all, because these people or the army commanders or chiefs never came forward and paid their allegiance to Mr. Barrow and the coalition, thinking Jammeh would still be winning the negotiations or the petitions filed against the coalition at the Supreme Court. So therefore, they didn't want to kind of abandon Jammeh 100% or plainly or blatantly, because the CDS said it in the past couple of weeks ago that as Jammeh is the one who pays his salary, therefore he's still loyal to Jammeh and he's going to stay loyal to Jammeh. Many, many, many more army officials. So as we were watching, I was watching personally a Facebook live from Banjul Street. The ECOWAS, as according to sources, have now entered the State House to kind of establish who is who and which is which. And I think that's a duty of ECOWAS and Adama Barrow and the coalition to make sure those remaining now in the army should be well vetted to make sure we know who is who. mbaɗigolu jamme tatale bari ku jamal le bije muri alon ko Gambia do ku bale soto coalition o ning adama baro e do ko mbe block no mu do ku bale te because sojarolu CDS nga moyla di amol mun ke GRTS aning I conference o mun soto with the press bari hano be CDS aning army commander sola aning army chief wol mum molleti mol mul yalon ko imang ila support itandi adama barola 100% aning ko teke pour ka itandi ya jamela ko nyanta jila le ngalon ko imang song exactly bari nal hakilo blata la lokun fula o sawa komanto CDS Usman Baji ko ako ate ya jamele kala salary jo so therefore ate belo ya jamele so meaning ko ate amanka Usman Baji damari mo jamale bijeto muli alonko ya mutala ko Jammeh apilo munke against coalition or election or against election or purka election nying anul anka void wo apilo nyimbe mutala wala nahan APRC supporters will botanangi tata kata Supreme Court bari ala yake ko ala e Gambian ko lu kanule an ala e Gambia kanule ala yake ko setan mandunje fengo mandunje fo jojol fong man nasu to jumale alo munad na jojol man son nankana so yaajele ala ko ya jame be funtula jele ya jame bota jele bari sa ya jame borin ko laje ngam balo na nyaadi le jumale mu jumati because wo molu ye ko e kidol fangol sunya jele ke bondi state house ke samba dinkiral to dinkiral mu yalon ko Gambia government anin coalition o malon wol mu mun tolete so wol mu kulete kul mu yalon ko Gambia government betti ni wato mun kono ila ido ku jamale soto bulo kono nyantale e kwas bula nga with Facebook live jube nung wol baytandi kanko kwas ning equal forces all idunta saying state house le ka puruka je kisi ka kol bonni nyon kono je so do ku bale be buluje equals because aning coalition on ning puruka je ko jumanyo lebe so ko ansa ya jamela mol bije le jumala alo ani agreement jumala ke mbokk yi naa ngi déglu Amul Ragal FM léegi xam nañ ñun yëpp xam nañ ne Yaya Jammeh dem na Equatorial Guinea since demba si ngoon la dem waaye bu mu doon dem ñu bare la yóbbaale ñu bare ak ñi ay nit sax dafa ànd ak ay nit bu mu doon dem ak bagage yu bare yi nga xam ne state house lañ Gambian si ñoo ko moom basically so ñun lu ñoo wax mooy ne Yaya Jammeh dem na waaye Gambian government bi dañu am new government bi dañu am lots of work to do dañu am liggéey bu bare liggéey bu nga xam ne pour kisi pour jàppa ay nit waaye pour find out ñan ñoo nekk kan mooy kan because fu mu nekk nii CDS bi ak army commander si chief of the security services ñun ñoom yëpp bu affaire bi amee since 1st of December ñoom nekkuñu si benn boor ay paaka ñaar boor lañu woon kenn xamut fan lañu far fan la seen support bi nekk waaye ñoom yëpp ak APRC supporters si ñoom yëpp luñ doon xalaat mooy ne Jammeh num file pétition si Supreme Court bi pétition bi dafa stand Jammeh mooy mujjee win waaye yàlla def ne yàlla dafa bugg a Gambia dafa bugg a aar Gambia loolu moo tax loolu yëpp amut so meaning ne ECOWAS dégg nañ ne gis nañ ko si Facebook si ngoon si ECOWAS dugga nañ State House waaye State House foofu noonu nuñ fa duggee baax na waaye luñ war a kisi mooy ne army bi ñu nekk si army bi still ñi nga xam ne they are loyal to Jammeh te kan moo xam Jammeh bu mu doon dem ban façon arrangement la am ak sojar yi kan moo ko xam kenn xamut ko. You're listening to Amul Ragal FM. It's exactly 9:41, is it? Yes, 9:41 in London City, 22nd day, Sunday, January 2017. Adama Barrow has been sworn in as the third president of the Republic of the Gambia in Dakar. After the swearing ceremony, then the coalition or the new Gambian government in Dakar have decided to throw a party at the Fahad Hotel, but within the language used in the invitation card, the the audio by my Fati was to clarify to people that not everybody was invited. It's basically or limited to those people living in Dakar. And that kind of has sent a wrong message to the diaspora, because the diaspora has been instrumental and have contributed to since before the elections. Before the election, prior to the elections, the diaspora has been instrumental in sensitizing people, galvanizing people, and even raising funds to sponsor gatherings I think it's something joy in a village. Since then, the diaspora has been sending money or raising money, funds to support any cause that will bring this dictator down. So the diaspora kind of felt a little bit disappointed since my party and the coalition have invited a limited amount of Gambians present in Dakar. I think that was a little bit of key, simply because some people have flown from the United States, United Kingdom, Germany, all over the world to kind of witness the swearing ceremony in Dakar of the third president of the Republic of the Gambia. Normally, it should have maybe taken place in the Gambia. Had it taken place in the Gambia, in normal circumstances, I think every single Gambian or Senegambian should have been invited. Taking account of the limitations of the seats or of the space of that hotel, because it's a very expensive, it's a luxurious hotel. I think it's a 4 or 5-star hotel in the middle of Dakar. I think the ideal thing would have been to cancel this gala, to maybe wait until when everything comes normal back home, when they all go back home, when they all return back to the Gambia, then they can throw a big massive party in the Independence Stadium or in a bigger venue within the Gambia, whereby every Gambian or every Senegambian or anybody who loves the Gambia would be invited. So I think the coalition and my party and Mr. Barrow should be very careful, because we don't have no reproach to Mr. Halifa Sallah and Mr. Dabo, and the rest of the coalition, including Dr. Aissatou Toure. These are veteran politicians. They are veteran politicians, and I think their actions are always dictated by the rules and regulations of the country. So therefore, those people, I'm not saying they won't falter, but it won't be easy for them to just make certain reckless and irrational announcements when we are facing such confusion, when we are facing such situation whereby you have Gambians who were sleeping at the borders between Senegal and Gambia, simply because they don't know their faith. If you can have the gut to throw a party inviting half of the Gambians and leaving some out, those people who have been, for instance, those people who left the diaspora to witness the ceremony were very much disappointed. I'll be pissed off. They were disappointed. Why? Because they were excluded from attending this thing, because everybody would love to attend, basically, because they said the ceremony, every newsroom or media houses are invited. So if people from America who left their jobs, their families, and traveled to Dakar to witness this, I think those people, it wasn't fair really on them to kind of exclude them from the party or from the reception. So Mbenga Moile coalition of Dakar, Adama Barrow ya sworn in coming atelemu Gambia President Sabanjamoti. Barrow sworn in Abrigo Botajet of Fanang Inata Kamolu Kili, Kamolu invite Pruyeta Kanyonje aning Adama Barrow ye diamu Gambiano Mulbe Dakar Jeto Hotel Fahad. Dakar kono. So bring wo keta my party nata kumakang invitation on for aya for nyaming we model dimine ading wo mu feneti fanan tel te fango mamuta ko ajanta o fola but wo fanan be kala nyami simply because new government long nge so benefit of a doubt so ye mune fo to wolem nyinti ko gambenol ye invite hotel Fahad par hotel Fahad ni man gambenol be invite ye gambenol mul be Dakar kono mul be sirin Dakar ni wato kono o mul meta Dakar mul be sirin je drone invite what about mul bota America mul bota jang mul bota England jang mul bota